Have you ever felt stuck? Like you're holding on to something, some old memory, past regret, or a mistake that just won't let you go? What if I told you that letting go of the past could be the key to unlocking the next chapter of your life? A chapter that God Himself is guiding you toward. Stay with me, because today we're diving deep into something that could change everything for you. We've all been there, carrying the weight of old wounds, doubts, and fears. We let these things define us, shaping who we are and how we view the world. But what if I told you that the past doesn't have to be your story anymore? That there's a greater plan unfolding for you, one where your past is simply a stepping stone to something more powerful and fulfilling? The truth is, your next journey is waiting for you. And it all starts with a decision to let go. In this video, we're going to explore why letting go of the past is so difficult for many of us, how God is actively guiding us into a new and better season, and what it truly means to trust in His plan. You see, we often find ourselves holding on because of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of stepping into a new chapter, fear of making the wrong move. But here's the catch. When we hold on to the past, we block the very blessing that's trying to reach us. Imagine this. You're on the edge of a cliff, and there's a new path stretching out before you, but you're afraid to jump. The view is breathtaking, and the potential is limitless, but you're paralyzed by the fear of what could go wrong. That's exactly where many of us are right now. We're standing at the edge of a new season, but our hands are still clinging to the past. What if I told you that God is calling you to step forward, even though you might not know exactly where that next step will lead? What if I told you that trusting Him and letting go of what's behind you is the only way to step into a future full of promise, peace, and purpose? But here's the thing, it's not easy. It never is. Our pasts are powerful, and the memories we carry shape how we see the world. There's guilt, there's shame, there's regret. It's hard to just move on, especially when the scars feel so fresh. But here's where it gets interesting. Those scars? They are not who you are. They're part of your story, but they don't define your future. God's plan for you is bigger than anything you've experienced so far. He's not only asking you to let go of the past for your own peace of mind, He's asking you to trust Him so He can guide you into something far better. But here's the catch. He can't take you to the next level if you're still holding on to what's behind you. So what happens next? What does it really look like to step into this new journey? What do you do when fear and doubt creep in, telling you to turn back? The answers are coming, but they might not be what you expect. Stay tuned, because the next part of the story is about to blow your mind. The thing about holding on is we don't always realize we're doing it. For Maya, it started small. A few unanswered texts, a job she lost unexpectedly, and the way her father walked out when she needed him most. She told herself she was fine, that she had moved on. But late at night, when everything was quiet, the truth crept in. The past was still living inside her, shaping her choices, her trust, her voice. She couldn't see it yet, but every decision she made was filtered through old pain. And it was keeping her from stepping into the new journey God was quietly preparing behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Marcus, her childhood friend, was facing his own battle. He had built a good life, successful job, steady relationship, and from the outside, everything looked perfect. But inside, he was restless. Something was missing. He kept feeling this pull, like there was a different path he was supposed to take. Something deeper, but he couldn't quite place it. His fear, if he let go of what he built, he might lose everything. And yet, he kept hearing that same quiet voice, the same message over and over. Let go. Trust me. There's more. Both of them were walking through life, unaware that their stories were about to collide again. Two lives shaped by past wounds. Two hearts being called into something new. But neither was ready. And God was working, stirring things, rearranging pieces, softening places they thought were permanently hardened. What happens when your comfort zone becomes your prison? What if the very thing you're clinging to is the thing that's holding you back? Maya and Marcus were about to face that question in ways they never expected. And once the truth hit, nothing would ever be the same again. The tension was mounting, thick in the air. Maya had finally confronted her fears. After weeks of feeling this unsettling pull, she made the decision to let go of the relationship that wasn't right, of the guilt that had defined her for years. But it wasn't as simple as walking away. As she stood at the crossroads, she felt the weight of the past clinging to her like a heavy coat she couldn't remove. Every time she tried to move forward, the memories would rise up like waves crashing on a shore, threatening to pull her back. The decision she'd made felt both liberating and terrifying, and for the first time, she wondered if she was strong enough to truly let go. Marcus was grappling with something similar. Despite his outward success, he found himself questioning everything: his career, his relationship, his purpose. Deep down, he felt there was something more God had for him, but he couldn't see it. The fear of the unknown was paralyzing, and the temptation to stay in the safety of what he knew was strong. What if it was all a mistake? What if the dream he thought was God's plan for him turned out to be a lie? And yet, every time he prayed, every time he reflected, the still small voice inside him only said, "Trust me. Take the leap." The moment of decision was looming for both of them. Maya was about to face a choice that would change her life: let go of everything she thought she needed, or hold on to the familiar pain. Marcus, too, was standing on the edge of a new season. But with each passing moment, the doubt and fear grew louder, drowning out the whisper of faith. And then, just when they were about to make their moves, something unexpected happened. Something that neither Maya nor Marcus saw coming. An event that would challenge everything they thought they knew about letting go, trust, and stepping into the unknown. Just as Maya was about to leave behind the life she had known, her phone buzzed with a message that would change everything. It was from her mother, a woman whose approval she had always sought but rarely found. The message was simple but loaded. "Your father is coming back into town. He wants to see you." Maya froze. The very thought of facing her father, the man who had abandoned her when she needed him most, triggered something deep inside her. A mix of anger, hurt, and a longing she had buried for years. She had told herself that she was past it, that she had moved on. But that message pulled her back in ways she hadn't expected. Was this an opportunity for reconciliation? Or was it another cruel reminder of how the past could never be fully erased? In that moment, Maya realized something important. She hadn't let go. Not yet. Not completely. And the fear of facing her father made it clear just how much work she still had left to do. Across town, Marcus was starting to feel the weight of his own choices. He had been avoiding a conversation with his girlfriend, Sarah, about their future, knowing deep down that their paths were diverging. But when he saw her packing up her things, preparing to leave for a job opportunity in another state, something snapped inside him. His heart raced. He had always convinced himself that he was content, that he could make it work with Sarah. But in that moment, it hit him like a wave. He wasn't ready to let go. Not of her, not of the life he'd built, and certainly not of the comfort he had found in his routines. The fear of change, the fear of losing everything, gripped him like a vice. As Maya and Marcus stood at their respective crossroads, the stakes were higher than ever. Neither one had fully understood the depth of their struggle, nor had they realized how much they were holding on to until the moment of truth arrived. What they didn't know was that their paths were about to cross in a way neither of them could have predicted. The past, with all its baggage and broken pieces, was pushing back harder than ever. And the journey ahead? It was going to require more than just letting go. It was going to demand a strength neither of them thought they had. But were they ready for what was about to unfold? Could they both step into the unknown and trust that something better awaited them on the other side?